Hello, Africa and Kalisa. This is Johnny Petrucco from the Kushande Tese Consulting Group. I hope you are doing super well. I trust that you're already building triple stories and you've kept this discipline to record your books every single Saturday. This video is just a reminder. If you ever forget something in the financial management system, please refer to this as a reference guide. Let's dive in, starting with the very first tab, profit per construction project. We know that you only record in these orange cells, and the first column is the date. Remember, Excel only likes the date format, month, day, and year. July 7, 2016, August 5th, 2016. If the date is not input correctly, the output system will not work. Secondly, the project name. This is written down the moment that you sit down with a client and give them the quote and agree upon your project. Be sure to spell the name correctly. Otherwise, the system will not work. Column D, put in the description, whether it's a building project or extension, and the quotation is exactly what you give them. The quotation is the amount that you expect to receive, where the money in is what you actually receive. Money out is what you actually pay, and the profit is the difference between your money in and your money out. Your profit is the actual money that you receive after you pay for your labor. This first column, money in, is calculated from the second tab, construction income. Again, we put the date, the project name, what type of payment was it, EFT or cash payment, and how much money did you receive from this client. Every single time you receive a payment, you should receive an SMS, and that SMS should be transferred to whoever is recording the books. This way, the amount is automatically calculated into the first tab. Notice this project with 3 payments, $25,000, $20,000, and $4,000, should equal $49,000. If we go back to the first tab, it automatically calculates. Now let's check how the money out tab works. In number 3, labor expenses, this is exactly the same format that you have been using on the Word document. However, now this total balance is automatically calculated with the formula, and same thing with the balance. And notice that if you have a total balance of $840, that's how much the laborer should be paid, and you actually pay them $500, you have $340 left. And this is an important reference because when we go down to week 29 and check the same worker, notice how we paid $340 more than they actually earned that week. And this is fine because it balances out from week 28, which was plus $340, and week 29, which is minus $340. When recording, don't forget to put the project name before every employee. Type in absent when they don't show up. And this paid column is very important. Although the total is automatically populated, please remember to input how much you've actually paid them during that week. That way you have a balance over the last few weeks, and you can check how much is owed to your employees. So this number is brought back to the first tab, money out. This money out, $6,280, is calculated whenever this project name is brought up for the labor expense. These first three tabs are to understand how much money you make for construction projects. The next tab is for drafting and consulting services. Your cash receipt book should be taken with you on a Saturday and input the number, the date, the client who pays you cash. This description is exactly what you wrote in your cash receipt book, and the category must be selected from the drop-down menu. Notice that this drop-down menu is pulled from column I, and if you ever have a new project, like for example triple story, easily type that in and the drop-down box will automatically populate. Don't forget to put the category and the amount, because this is used in the total profit at the end. Onto your operating expenses. This is found in your cash receipt box. Saving every receipt throughout the week, and on Saturday you'll record the date of the receipt. What did you actually buy on the receipt? Was it 10 liters of petrol? How much electricity? And so on. The category is automatic again. Please click the drop down box and the amount. These are all the tabs that you need to manually input a number. The rest of the tabs is for your analysis to see really how much money are you making. In tab 6, we have decided to show you profit on a weekly basis. And these numbers are calculated using a separate worksheet that I've actually hidden. If you notice, the background calculation is a worksheet I hid to ensure that it never gets touched and these calculations remain accurate. This first column is for how much money are you making for construction during that week. Consulting is site inspection and your consultations. How much cash did I receive in week 30? Well, it looks like only 120. Again, for drafting, you have about 8 services, and this cell sums up every service of drafting that you have and will tell you how much you make per week. And the operating expenses is pulled from the operating expenses tab, and that shows you on a weekly basis. The total profit is how much you make per each week, and if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, this would give you a total profit, operating expenses, and income per each category. The second to last tab, the last tab we'll look at is number 7, total sales, expenses, and profit. And the first thing you need to do is click up into the top tab for data. And once we get into data, find refresh all and simply click refresh all. What this does is after you record on a weekly basis, the inputs that you make will automatically update into these tables. The first table tells you how much profit have you made on every single project you have performed. This column shows you how many payments you received and how much profit. The next table shows you the total sales for your drafting and consulting services. And this last one shows you the total expenses you've had since the beginning of this workbook. If you would like to see this on a monthly basis, click the drop-down arrow, select multiple items, and you can determine what you made in 2015